John and Alma Rosa together, and always behind her was Little John, their little boy. And Little John is what, about here now? So I guess I can't talk with Little John anymore, but I just want you to know, both of you, that it's done my heart so good over these years, all of these long years, to see you all and to see what type of, not just image, but the type of, what's the term I'm looking for? Example that you give to the rest of us. Thank you so much.
Hi. Thank you. I think I qualify as one of those a little bit older folks, right? How are you doing today? How are your spirits? I'm really honored to be here before you today, and I'm just going to wear my heart on my sleeve. I've been wondering what I could possibly share with you today that would not seem empty or shallow. And to be honest, I don't know if I can deliver. Truth be told, despite being a person of faith with sights on an eternal life, I'm struggling, and I'm struggling with the here and now. Like some of you, thank you. Thank you for the people that are with me on this. Like some of you, I vacillate between two emotional registers. The first, with what each passing day seems like an ever slimmer hope, and the second, disillusion and disempowerment. When I feel hope, I think about Langston Hughes' poem, "Let America Be America Again." Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great strong land of love where never kings connive nor tyrants scheme, that any man be crushed by one above. Let's hear it for Langston. But a quick review of the U.S. headlines in the last few weeks is enough to elicit sadness, anger, indignation. Here we go, folks. The President of the United States has used the flimsy excuse of a war against drugs to engage in imperialist designs. Homeland Security has engaged in due process violations not only of undocumented individuals, but of residents and U.S. citizens under the auspices of ridding the country of criminals. Renee Good, an unarmed community activist, mother, and poet, was shot by an ICE agent, and the Justice Department is now engaged in efforts to describe Good as part of Stephen Miller's perverse imaginings of a shadowy and violent cabal. Dr. Martin Peterson, a professor of philosophy at Texas A&M, was presented with an ultimatum: to eliminate teaching Plato's Symposium in his Contemporary Moral Issues course, or to teach a new course. Symposium purportedly affirms race and/or gender ideologies. The Trump administration expanded the travel ban. According to the U.S. State Department's website, the ban will remain in effect until, quote, until the U.S. can ensure that new immigrants will not extract wealth from the American people, end quote. It is worth noting that 70% of Africa, the continent of Africa, is on that ban. And if that is not an anti-blackness campaign, I don't know what is. In all of these examples, people in power have constructed a boogeyman we need to fight against. Thank you. But to paraphrase Childish Gambino in his song Boogeyman, about the ways black men have been imagined as threats to whiteness in this country, The result is violence, and we are seeing that play out. Even in our own idyllic Ashland, we're not exempt from people following the lead of our leaders. One crisp morning while walking to work, I was approached by a white woman, and per my custom, when someone crosses my path, I smiled at her. She did not return my smile. Instead, she curtly asked me, "Are you Antifa?" Yeah, I thought it was, I was like, what? Look at me, like I'm a frumpy, like older person, right? Not sure I had heard her. I asked her to repeat the question, and she asked me again, "Are you Antifa?" Before I could answer, she told me with gusto that the military was going to come and take all Antifa trash out of Southern Oregon. As she passed me, she said ominously, "Watch out. Antifa is all over this town." Needless to say, I was chilled by the encounter and its implications, that someone held such deep-seated fear and hatred of a supposed enemy that she would welcome the militarization of civilian spaces. That there was some hope that I, a person whom she did not know, would be among the enemies taken by the military. People, we have clearly lost our way. We have forgotten Dr. King's observations and letter from a Birmingham jail that we are all interrelated and that we are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Dr. King's letter ends saying, quote, "In some not too distant tomorrow, the radiant stars of love and brotherhood will shine over our great nation with all their scintillating beauty. How can we move towards his vision? How? How? Our starting point needs to be resistance. Resist the idea that we are better served by an individualistic society that prevents us from creating community with each other. Thanks. Resist only engaging with people who look like you and think like you. Resist censorship in our libraries and schools. You know, books, they can teach us about each other, our histories, our cultures. Resist the notion that empathy is weakness, something of no value. How did that happen? In the film, The Last Black Man in San Francisco, that is like one of my favorite films, y'all. The camera lingers on the black characters' faces. Dark skin, brown, light-complected, freckles, without, to reinscribe for the viewer the beauty and humanity of black people. Likewise, yes, let's hear it for the beauty of black people. Because that's why we're here